rolling with the homies. That's a terrible way to
It's the
start.
only way
the
to
podcast.
roll.
I have some energy today. Plus, I figured out how to program the sound pad. We're
Score.
going to be having some fun with that.
Oh, yeah.
I only did it to one button, though. So there's going to be a lot of, what is that called? What is that sound effect called? A hype horn?
Yeah.
There's going to be
That's a good one.
a lot of that going on today.
The next, you need one that says, Mr. 305.
What does that mean?
Pitbull. I don't know. It's just Pitbull.
Well, is it 305 like the Miami area code?
Probably.
Oh, guaranteed. You know the only area code I know? 303. Do you know why? Because I keep my dogs on a collar, Bala.
Do you by chance have a choke chain for your Pitbull mane?
Yeah, and I've got a shock collar for my Rottweiler. This is all going to be flagged. This is all B-roll right now. This is just B-roll. It's been 2 weeks since we've recorded because I had a cold and I sounded pretty bad. I am exhausted today. I am exhausted today. 2.5 hours of sleep. For whatever reason, I've been more vigilant in taking my ADHD medication,
Right.
my legalized methamphetamines. But here's the problem. It makes it so you don't want to eat.
It does. 100%.
So they tell you, the doctor's like, okay, you need to eat so your body can metabolize this. If you don't eat, it's going to make you super anxious and it's going to give you like jitters. Your heart's going to race.
100%.
Like a 15-year-old on prom night. Okay? Without the fun parts. So I just have not, I've been taking the medication. I have not been eating and it's bad. It's too much. I don't know. Have you ever built a campfire?
Yes.
Okay.
Not for a while.
So if you metabolize properly your Adderall, it's like putting a log on the fire every once in a while.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's like throwing a handful of, you know those poppers you get on the 4th of July?
Oh, yeah.
It's like throwing a handful of those into the fire like every 10 minutes. And it scares you to death. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at today. So I'm going to be in and out of lucidity. I'm going to count on you to carry us through this one. I did, though, on the way over here, drive behind something pretty special. First gen, so vintage, Chevy Trax.
No. Oh, dang.
It was blue, and the guy was driving really fast. I'm pretty sure it's because we made eye contact, and he's like, somebody saw me.
Right.
Get out.
I got to get out of here immediately.
Yeah, but he fell through a storm grate, and so I don't know what's going to happen
Just
to him.
drove right
Hopefully
through it.
he's okay. I think he's okay.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You've been working today.
I have been working
It's the end
today.
of your work day.
Yeah, I had a good day today. It was kind of an interesting. We worked on. You want me to give you the list of cars?
Let's hear the list of cars. We're,
by
by the way, recording from the Downtown Holiday Studios.
Yeah,
So we're going to keep an eye out for any bangers that drive by.
which I'm sure there will be many.
Oh, and you'll know it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So today was a Bentley Continental convertible Azure edition.
Did they just get that?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's brand new.
I have fallen in love so hard with Bentley over
Yeah.
the last like 4 or 5 years.
Well, you'll like the rest of my list then.
Let's do it.
Bentley Flying Spur Speed.
That is my go-to. Like if somebody said you can pick any car to drive around every day, that
Yeah.
would be the one.
Yeah. So, and that one is like, so it's W12,
Yep.
white, all black trim, black wheels, white interior. It is
That's a bold move.
glorious.
That is just fantastic.
Yeah. It seems like a bold move, but we wash it every single week. So
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
It's not like my car that I wash every time.
single year.
Yeah, every time Dukakis announces his candidacy for mayor.
Yeah. And then a Bentley Bentayga Azure edition.
Gosh,
And then also
that is fantastic.
a Mercedes S63,
Mm-hmm.
the new hybrid one that's like 1 billion horsepower.
Yep.
And can I just tell you how infuriating it is going from sitting in one of those for an extended period of time
Yeah.
to the seat in my Fiat 500? It's like
a glorified camp chair.
it's made of some like 3 layers of cardboard for padding with some cloth around it.
But it has good bolsters.
Yeah, it's fine.
It would be hard to go from literally the pinnacle of interior design in an S-Class to
Right.
anything else
Yeah,
other than my 2003 Mercedes-Benz ML500 because
identical.
they're related.
It's basically the same thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
Does he have a cracked Burlwood shift knob?
No.
Well, guess what? Mine's even better.
Yeah, so that was an interesting. It's so weird because so we were looking at this. How is the Bentley Continental
Mhm.
as your edition
Mhm.
more expensive than the Bentayga
Uh,
and the Flying Spur? Speed.
what is different with the Azure edition?
So I was looking it up, and it's basically it seems basically like an aesthetics package.
Okay.
It's incredibly nice, but the Bentayga is too. It's
For
an
our,
Azure.
for our friends listening in Texas and the Deep South, aesthetics means the appearance.
Good call.
Thought I'd
Good
clarify.
call. Good call. But yeah, like a Continental GT convertible as your edition is like $365,000.
That's pretty steep.
Yeah, and the Flying Spur I think is like it's in the threes, but it's at the
It's
very least
so
it's
good.
the same price as the.
With 2 extra doors, same everything.
It's crazy.
And the crazy thing to me is that in 6 years you'll be able to pick one of those up for 30 grand.
Yeah, although Bentley is done with the W12,
That's true.
so
What's the opposite of my hype horn? Wait. Nope. Oh, I got rid of it. It
you
was
should
the sad, the
you
sad
should
horn.
say hype horn a lot slower than you just did, because we're gonna get flagged. We're gonna be immediately flagged.
Who controls the internet? How do we take these things down? What's Mr. Google's phone number? Let me check it really quick. The hype horn.
Thank
What's
you.
the opposite of that? Gosh dang it.
The
We're gonna have to blur this whole thing out.
I'm trying to think of
Episode's gonna
something
be
now.
4 minutes long so far. The first 3 minutes unusable.
Unusable. We have the price of a Bentley, and that's it. I'm trying to think the opposite of a hype horn.
Gotta come up with a better name for it.
It's like, what's an instrument that starts with a W?
That's a good
I have
question.
never like.
What
when-
Watar?
When have either one of us been
When
lost for words?
It's when we're put on the
on
spot.
something? Yeah,
Here's the thing I've realized with my brain.
the tumultuous trombone.
That was my nickname in high school. That's weird. How did you know that? I don't know why, but at soccer practice yesterday, me and the other coach were talking, and he was talking about, those sticks that you bang together at they're like inflatable things
Oh,
at a
yeah.
basketball game.
Yeah,
They're
They
called
make the
thunder
horrible
sticks.
thunder sticks.
Well, here's the thing. We were trying to think of the name of those yesterday,
Yeah.
and he called them Thunder Fingers. And my go-to is, that was my nickname in high school. And he laughed so hard he almost threw up. It was the greatest thing of all time.
Oh man.
So I have lots of cool nicknames.
Thunder fingers.
Thunder Fingers. So the W12 engine is no
Speaking
longer
of
for
thunder.
this world. Yeah. Which is a real
If you want
shame.
to transition.
So what are they moving to? Twin
I don't
turbo V8?
I don't know.
Are they pulling a Jaguar and stopping production for the foreseeable future?
The
while
thing
they do?
is, they can't transition to a twin turbo V8 because that's what's in everything else.
Well, it wouldn't be a transition. It would just be getting rid of something, I guess.
Yeah, which would be lame.
Yeah. Here's what they should do. Don't get rid of the 12 cylinder. Just come up with like a novel shape for it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like an S12. Put them in a S shape.
Just use a radial engine from a World War II Spitfire.
Have you ever seen I think it was an Aston Martin I don't know, but it was from the 70s, and they put one of the 12-cylinder Rolls-Royce engines from like a
freaking sweet.
like a Merlin engine, and it's like 24 feet long.
I remember seeing a video of Jay Leno, and he has a motorcycle with a small radial engine.
Sure.
And basically, when you get where you're going, he said the best thing to do is to turn it off and then just coast around in circles until it's completely stopped. Because if you stop, the centrifugal force of the engine will just tip it over.
Flip you over. What? Let me go through a list of things I want between my legs. You know what's very
Thunder
last?
fingers?
That's second to last. Last is a radial engine of radial anything spinning.
Right. Yeah, that's a hard pass.
Oh, very hard pass. That's a very hard pass for me. Well, tons of cars say that they're moving away from.
Yeah, that's a bunch of BS.
Well, so Volkswagen has pared back their projections for.
No.
Yeah, shocking.
Right. They're going back to diesels?
Guaranteed. They just found a computer glitch that they can exploit. No, so they're moving away from their battery-powered projections. Toyota just did the same thing. Ford, GM, they've all done the same thing. They've all said, battery power by 2025, by 2030. And now they're like, oh, nobody wants these and we can't sell them. And they cost 4 times what they cost to make an internal combustion engine.
Right, and you can buy them for $18 used.
That was a terrible idea.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. What is happening? I'm falling apart at the seams. I'm going to tell you a story of what I did today.
Okay.
I went and drove a BMW today.
Oh, yes.
I did. And it was delightful.
What was it?
It was a 2011 328 XI
Oh, so when you sent me
wagon.
the wagon.
Yeah. And I loved being in it. I loved driving it. The interior was beautiful. The exterior, not quite as beautiful.
Oh, really? In the pictures, it looked pretty good.
It looked really clean. The pictures did too much justice,
Yeah.
if you will. It wasn't terrible, but there were some niggly little things. Were definitely.
I tried so hard to keep a straight face.
That's a word.
Cue the tumultuous trombone.
That is a word.
No, that's definitely a word.
Okay, and we're never using it again. There were some little things that I didn't love about it. But being in it was I'm not helping myself at all today. We're getting flagged by every conceivable group. Let me just offend vegetarians really quick. You're idiots.
You may have to actually edit this out, but the only thing I could think of is that was a chink in the armor of the car, you might say, was the exterior. I hate myself.
This is all going straight downhill on a pretty severe slope. We're gonna have to do like a Patreon account where people can listen to all these edited out things. So I'm driving the 3 Series, and it's so anyway, I'm in this 3 Series, and I'm loving it because it has been an uncomfortable amount of time since I've driven an actual car that wasn't an SUV.
Right.
It's been a couple months, and I'm low to the ground. It feels so comfortable. It pulls really hard, but it was just too rough.
On the exterior?
On the exterior, it had a couple interior things.
I mean, didn't that have like 190,000 miles on it or something?
197,000 miles.
That's pretty impressive.
But the guy who is selling it is German, if that's helpful at all.
Oh,
And he's had it since it was new.
jeez.
And he's taken care of it, and it's been great. But I just, it felt super tight. It felt really good. And don't.
I'm still laughing from earlier.
Honestly, it felt fantastic, but I just don't know if I can do it.
Yeah,
But
I don't blame you.
It definitely made me think this would be great. It would be great to drive something around that was more engaging. As much as I love the Mercedes.
Yeah. It's
a
interesting
truck.
though to think I think about all the things that people say about German cars and European cars. 197,000 miles
Yeah.
on a one owner
Yep.
turbocharged BMW.
Yeah. This one isn't turbocharged.
328?
Is it turbocharged?
Single turbo 4-cylinder. I do.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Not the
You're
N.
right.
It's N52K.
You're right.
So it's a straight 6.
Yep.
And it was great. I mean, it made me appreciate what the 3 Series wagon could be. It's a little bit tight inside. It's a little bit small, which isn't a huge deal because 2 of my kids are out of their big car seats.
Yeah.
So one's in a booster, and then Ollie isn't in a car seat anymore. So that doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
And the back end was actually pretty big,
Oh yeah. Yeah. The trunk is huge.
which was great.
Yeah. The tricky thing for me, so you and Winslow are kind of on the downside of large car seats.
Yep.
And
you're
I'm kind of just getting
buddy.
into it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would say we are a ways away from having another rear facing car seat.
Mhm.
I mean, Sonny's still in a rear facing car seat.
The rear-facing car seats are so deep. They're so deep. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And I think about me, I'm 5'7",
Yeah.
maybe 5'8", depending on who I'm talking to.
Right.
And I don't have the seat far back.
No.
A lot of my height is torso. And I don't know how people would drive like a 3 Series or an A4 if they were over 5'9", 5'10", and had a car seat behind them. I don't know if you could.
No. Well, so in Sammy's car,
SQ5.
yeah, we moved the car seat to the driver's side in the back because you can't if all 3 of us are in the car,
Mhm.
we can't fit the car seat behind. Sammy's knees have to be touching the dash, and that's in an SUV.
Car seat is supposed to be on the driver's side, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's so the most dangerous thing when you do in a car that you do in a car on a daily basis is make a left-hand turn
right.
across traffic. So the car seat is supposed to be on the driver's
yeah.
side because
Okay.
that's the most protected
Interesting.
side. So way to
Yeah.
go. We just learned that Hunter has been endangering his daughter.
First one.
So it doesn't bother me as much that it's a little bit tighter inside,
Yeah.
but definitely something to think about.
Right. So what if you have twins?
If
you
you
have
have
to pick
twins,
a favorite? Put one on the.
I think you do. You get one of those Yakima roof boxes
Oh yeah. Okay.
and just have them lay down in that. Minimize their profile.
Perfect.
They'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, keep. You were talking about the 3 Series. I got off on a tangent because
No,
it's
it's all
something
good.
I want to talk about in a minute.
But it was wild. No warning lights, no ABS lights or traction control lights or check engine lights. I was genuinely concerned that he had pulled some fuses to make that happen.
Well, that's how you get rid of those lights, isn't it? Check engine light. You just pull the fuse.
I tape over it. I'm too lazy to pull a fuse.
Electrical tape.
Yeah. So it was enlightening. So it kind of gave me a little bit more momentum to actually.
How dare I?
Take it easy, Hollywood.
How dare I?
It kind of gave me a little bit more momentum to actually start looking at things because I've been looking for a couple months, but I did buy a ski pass this year.
You did.
Yeah.
You haven't bought a ski pass in a long time.
since college. It's been 13 years since I bought my last ski pass. It was the year before. 14 years. It was the year before I met my wife, Liz. So I haven't had a ski pass in that long. So I need something that can haul me up and down Parleys
Yeah.
in the winter.
Flying Spur.
German for winter. Do you think you'd give me a deal on it?
For sure.
Like,
It has like 70 miles on it.
oh, well,
So
probably not then.
it's only gone down 70%.
As soon as you drove it off the
Value.
lot. It's all good. So the other things, I think I shared my list with you. And what are you doing over there?
I'm drinking water.
Out of what? An 1800s canteen?
Gus chickens.
Yeah, I just heard a squirrel. You know what that sounds like?
Oh, you'll know.
Watch out. There's quicksand.
Peaches.
I slept with a snake in my bed for 4 years. My ex-wife. Go check out the best of Will Ferrell. It's fantastic.
Gus chickens, classic.
Here's my list of cars I'm currently looking at.
Okay.
First generation Porsche Cayennes.
Yes.
Very difficult to come by.
Actually, they are, aren't they?
Yeah. Super
Oh,
difficult to come
yeah.
by. BMW X3.
Okay.
There are a couple that I have found that I like, but I just don't know. I need to drive one. Like I said,
Yeah.
need to drive one. An A6 Avant.
Harder to find than the Cayenne.
There's 2 on KSL right now, but 1 billion miles.
Yeah.
V70R, always. That's always on the radar. Potentially, what was the other one? What was the last one? Oh, potentially an X1, maybe. I need to drive one of those to see.
Yeah, do it. I think you'll be I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Like I told you, I texted you, and you asked me about the X1. I said that the X1 to me seems basically like a replacement for the 5 Series wagon.
Yeah, it does.
It's like,
Man, I would love a 5 Series wagon.
yeah,
But, so I drove. I didn't talk about it. I drove a 535 XI. Is
right.
it XI or IX?
XI.
Is it 9 or 11? Get it?
Ah!
Touring, another wagon.
Yeah, another wagon.
But, and it was great. That size was perfect. And having the 535, like bigger engine.
That's
faster,
a rare car too. A 535
yeah,
wagon.
It was a delight, but
Yeah.
it needed a fuel pump. It needed a new oil pan seal, oil pan
Ooh.
gasket. So the problem with that, with the 535, you have to drop the whole front subframe.
Right.
So it's
since
like
it's
a
all-wheel
pretty
drive.
involved job.
Yeah.
And it had just a couple of other things that needed addressing, and I don't want to jump into that.
Yeah, it's it's one thing if you like own the car and then it starts to have a couple of little problems that need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
But to buy the car knowing that there's already problems that have to be taken care of is
Here's the thing that
at least in this point of my
car
car guy life and feeling, I'm like, I don't have the energy for that.
It was kind of funny because the kid that he was showing it to me and we were driving it, and
Mhm.
he's like, "Okay, I want you to step on it, and you're gonna get a check engine light." And I was
What?
like,
That's
"Dude,
not a
way
sales
to,
point."
way to sell it." So I did, and it did.
Yeah.
And the BMW Chime, even though I haven't owned a BMW,
Yeah.
it was the worst sound I've ever heard.
Oh, it is. Oh, I have severe
They try to make it
PTSD.
sound like a happy sound.
Yeah. Okay. The worst sound. That is a horrible sound.
It is a horrible
The
sound.
worst sound in a BMW
Blinker.
is the fuel. Nobody's ever heard that sound.
Fair point.
That's not. I don't even know if that exists.
Doesn't.
No, it's the fuel warning light when you're low on fuel
Yeah.
and you get the chime for that because you think.
Oh, you think it's catastrophic?
You think it's.
Why can't they make a different sound for
I
it?
don't know. I'm like, oh no. In the M5,
Yeah.
every time my gas light came on, which was every 68 miles
Yep.
in that car,
Yep.
I was like, whoa, I would just tense up and
The literal shot of adrenaline you get when you hear that sound.
it's crazy.
Is wild.
If that was my alarm in the morning, I should do that. I would wake up in 2 seconds.
Also, you would have heart problems. And you'd wake up with heartburn every day. So driving the 535 was great. That's the size I want, but you can't find it.
Yeah, you can't find it.
There is it's a C6 Audi S6.
Okay.
And so it has the V10 basically the same engine as a Gallardo.
It is like, I think it's like 90%.
And something strong is holding me back because I want to go drive it so bad.
Oh, just go
But
drive
I
it.
cannot imagine a worse financial decision to make than buying a 10-cylinder German engine.
Yeah. I mean, at least that doesn't have an SMG transmission.
It does not, but it has Audi electronics,
It does.
which, nope. There we are.
Yeah, that's...
I gotta remember which ones those are. Oh, the other car I was looking at, there is a Volvo XC60R spec.
Yeah. Those are
looks
sweet.
Delightful.
Yeah, I like... So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'll hold off for a second, but
No,
I'm in a predicament.
That's it. Let's hear your predicament.
That's a solid list. Did you mention an E-Class wagon, though?
That is all. So I will say any full-size wagon that comes along, I will take a look at it.
Fair enough.
So
Outback?
if it's... I can't. No.
Any German
Unless
or Swedish.
unless it's what is it? The Wilderness Edition?
Oh, yeah, with it's like 90% plastic
Plastic on
cladding.
plastic on plastic on plastic. It's like the Kardashians.
Take that, Kim.
Yeah. Frequent listener of the show.
Sorry, North.
So no, I'm not sorry. Go to hell. Any Mercedes, Volvo, BMW wagon that
Yeah.
exists in Audi that exists in full size, I'll go look at it.
Right. Yeah.
I need all-wheel drive
that's
though.
fair.
I'm to that point. Because you don't need all-wheel drive driving around the valley in snow. But
Yeah,
going
but
up
if you're
and down
going to
Parleys,
Parleys to ski,
yeah,
you probably want that.
yep,
Even if you did a full set of winter tires.
which I would.
Yeah.
Blizzax.
Yeah, some blizzies.
Okay, what's your predicament?
So my predicament is we just bought a house, right?
You did.
Which is awesome. It's
Cool.
been great. We're still getting settled. It's not even close to like, we're still unpacking. We're still trying to organize crap.
Sure.
But I got this feeling the other day. So a few months ago, before we like figured out the house was going to be a possibility, Sammy was like, I have a feeling we need to sell my car.
Okay.
And I generally trust a great deal the feelings of my wife. So I was like,
as
okay,
you should.
we're gonna, and that's when I was looking at Range Rovers
Okay.
and a few other things.
Sure.
So then we were like, oh, the house is gonna work out, so that's off the table.
The Range Rover.
Yeah,
Sure.
and just
Buying a new car in
and
general.
selling her car in general.
Okay.
So we're in the house. We're kind of getting settled or whatever, and I got the same feeling a couple days ago. I was like, it's time for this thing to
Sure.
go. It's time to change it out.
Sure.
So as far as that generation SQ5 goes, it's higher mileage. I would say most of them have between like 75 and 90,000 miles. Ours has 117,000.
Ooh, does it really?
We drive that thing.
You
a
drive it
ton.
everywhere.
Yeah. And I love it. But it has a service coming, so I would probably trade it in somewhere if I could make it work.
Mhm.
Because it's got a service coming up that I would like to avoid. A timing chain service.
Mm.
And
Always a fun service.
but so
Is it engine out or they just take
it's engine out.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just take the front clip off?
No. The timing chain is in the back of the engine.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
timing chain on that supercharged engine is in the back. So I told Sammy about that, and she's like, okay, like we'll think about it and kind of look around. So
Mhm.
she's kind of been looking at some different things. But I was having a conversation with Winslow. I can't remember if it was last night or 2 nights ago, but we were just talking about like our price range and the options available.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's brutal to try and figure out what.
Yeah.
It's like there's options out there like Range Rover Sport, XC90s,
Mm-hmm.
X5s.
Maybe.
But
Diesel X5 would be sweet.
a diesel X5 would be sweet. But it's just like.
Jumping into that D. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna commiserate in this predicament with you,
Okay.
but I'm also going to say it's completely self-inflicted.
100%.
as a car guy. It's
Yeah.
completely self-inflicted.
Well, because for a minute we were like talking about American cars. We're like, oh, like
Yeah.
um,
An HHRSS?
no,
Come on. That's so many letters.
right? No, we were talking about like a Ford Explorer ST or something like that. But I can't.
A little throw up just came
Bro,
in my mouth.
I can't wrap my head around like
I mean, there's like you could get a decent Tahoe or
that's too big. Even a Tahoe is too big for us. So back when we were shopping a while ago, we were looking at Q7s.
Huge.
They're really big.
They're huge.
They're surprisingly large.
Yeah.
But so a lot of things I'm thinking of, I was like, oh, well, if we're going to get something new, we could, like, we definitely can't go smaller.
Chevy Trax.
Yeah,
Ford EcoSport.
absolutely. Did you get that guy's number you were driving behind
No,
today?
we fell through that
Oh,
sewer
I
grate
forgot.
so fast.
Crap.
I tried.
Yeah, well, at least I know where
His
he is.
license plate only had 3 letters on it because that's all that could fit.
TRX.
G-A-T.
T. Gator needs his gat.
needs his gat.
So yeah, we were looking at the Q7s, but I was like, wait, it's got the same bloody engine, and it's gonna need a timing chain service.
Yeah,
So
just
I'm
in a
like,
bigger package.
It's got lower miles, so it's gonna be a ways away.
Still.
But I just the thought of that. So I'm really trying to think, because if it were up to me, I'm like, it's a Range Rover. It's a Range Rover Sport, and then I'm like,
Let's keep talking.
that's gonna be expensive
talking.
as well, probably.
Probably. Yeah, way to sugarcoat that one for yourself.
Right. But then you could go like XC90.
Yeah.
But like, what do I
XC90
do?
to me has been around for 100 years.
Yeah, and it hasn't changed much.
It hasn't. They have a refresh coming out.
But I
love it. I
really like
it.
Abby's car.
I do too. So our sister has a red one.
Right, an XC90 R design.
Big red.
It's awesome.
It needs a $3,000 windshield currently.
Yeah, barf.
I do love it. And it's great and it's beautiful and it does
Yeah.
what it needs to.
But you're right. This is 100% self-inflicted.
I was talking to Liz about this because I was like, I'm thinking I'm going to sell the car soon. I usually prep her a couple months after I start looking and a couple months before I actually pull the trigger just to bring her up to speed. So she's like, okay, well, what are you looking at? And I said, man, there's just not that much. And she said, yeah, that's because you'll only look at like 4 different things.
And they're
And
non-existent.
it totally is.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to suggest to you.
Okay, bring it on.
It's too big. You're going to be mad. First generation Lincoln Navigator. Just kidding.
Take me back to Need for Speed.
A Mercedes GL.
So
it's the
like
same
a
size-
GLS?
Yeah, like the
The 3-row.
yes. Some of them don't have 3 rows.
Right.
They're a tiny bit bigger than the Q7. Go drive one. Go find a 450. Go find a GL 450 and drive it.
Gosh dang it.
They are absolutely next level.
So I will. I have on my KSL classifieds favorites. I actually have 2 of those
Okay.
favorited because I love the look of those.
Oh, they are
I
my
think they're
absolute favorite.
glorious. I think when we drove Q7, Sammy's like, I'm not ready. She said, I'm not ready to feel like I have a mom car. Like Q7 that big. It looks like. So I'm torn. I went and drove a Stelvio. Love a Stelvio. Same size as the SQ5.
Go drive a Levante.
Right. Yeah.
A warm wind.
So yeah, I have a couple. The other thing is, I feel like I'm more willing than anybody in the family to spend money on cars.
That is
Like,
absolute truth. Your wife is a saint.
Right. So, and it's not like I love the way you do cars. I love the way that Abby and Winslow do cars. Like we all just
We just
have
do
a
different.
different perspective.
Yeah, I pay cash for mine. I can't handle
which
a
is
car payment.
awesome. It's great. But like for Sammy, like I couldn't. For me, I'm like I'm more willing to spend a little extra money
Mhm.
and in my head have something that's like she can just get in it, go every time,
Sure.
no worries in my head.
And you bought an SQ5?
Yeah,
Okay. So I get it.
which
It's been good.
it's been solid.
Sure.
It's been I've had no issues with that car. I've had one issue with that car, and it was recent.
It was recent. And we discussed it.
Yeah, but so I've been looking. I went to drive it yesterday. That's why I ended up driving the Stelvio, is because this was when I went to look at it and drive it. It was at a dealership, and somebody there was in finance, like buying the car. So they're like, "Yeah, we can't let you drive it."
That's fair.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about these, and you've brought me around to Mercedes
Okay.
a lot. I was not a Mercedes guy.
I wasn't either.
Yeah, I've come around. So what I was looking at, and I need to do some research on reliability and whatnot, but as a 2017,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not the coupe version. It's just a GLE
Mhm.
43 AMG,
Fantastic.
and
I would fully support that.
Here's a picture of it,
Yeah. That's
and
great.
I love it.
Yeah, that's the updated. That's the M class basically.
Right,
They don't do
it's-
the M class
Right,
anymore.
it's the new ML.
Right.
Yeah. So
As of like 15 years ago.
right. I think they went to the GL in maybe 2014
Yeah.
or something like that.
Sure.
But yeah, it's so I'm just so torn. I don't know. I hate being a car guy sometimes. I've said that a million times. That's what this podcast is all about. It's about being a car person, and sometimes, admittedly,
the
I hate
miseries
it.
and the joys
Yeah,
and everything
There's
in between.
so many highs and so many lows.
So many oil spills.
Right. So that's my predicament right now. I'm trying to find my wife a new car,
Mm-hmm.
and
Walk that fine line.
right, and also interest rates are higher.
Yes, they are.
So it's like I can't if I want to keep the payment the same, which I do,
Sure.
or less,
Sure.
then I've got to spend less. But so it's just I'm in this funky spot where it's like the price range that I'm looking at
Yeah.
and what I'm looking for
Yeah.
is extremely challenging.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
For sure. Don't spit your water out. So it's the same thing that we all as car guys go through. Because you could, how many, if you went and looked, how many like Lexus RXs and Infinity what is their SUV?
The FX 35 or whatever.
Yeah, they have that. They have the GX that's like the big one. They have
Yeah.
the Lexus, I guess it's the Lexus GX. I know so little about Infinity and Nissan,
Oh gosh.
which is on purpose.
Right. So the problem for me is when you start mentioning things, and again, this is all personal preference.
Oh,
all,
of
all
course.
of this is self-inflicted.
Except for Nissan.
Right. That's just
That's
horrible.
straight knowledge.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to come up with a word for Nissan and Infinity. But there's like the sound of a gong in my head.
Mhm.
But instead of the sound of a gong, it's just the word hateful.
Sure.
And
miserable.
Whenever you say things like Nissan,
Mhm.
Lexus,
Yeah.
Toyota,
Yeah.
like that is what starts going off in my head.
Sure.
The hateful gong.
I get that. I don't get it. So for the new Land Cruiser is fantastic looking.
It does look
And the
pretty good.
Lexus
It's
version
pretty
of
boxy.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I support Toyota. I like Toyota because they are truthful about hybrids and full electric
Right.
cars.
So
That's it. I we've had a 4Runner and a Highlander that were great appliances for our family.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no passion. There's no
Right.
fun.
One of the challenges for me is that I just blanked on it. Why did it go away?
Because you have ADHD like me.
Right. One of the challenges I have is that if you get into Sammy's car and then you went and got in like a brand new RAV4 or
Mhm.
something, I would bet you
Yep, I know what you're
there's a
gonna say.
99% chance
Yeah.
that the 10-year-old Audi is going to feel way more solid and
100%.
like build quality is way better
Yep.
than the brand new Toyota.
You're right.
And that goes a long way for me.
Oh, I totally
To
agree.
get in it and feel like I'm in a nice place. Like
Yeah.
I have expensive taste and I have no ability to
What did they
purchase what I
say?
want currently.
Champagne dreams
on a
like
beer budget.
Mountain Dew budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the phrase.
Flint water budget.
Woo!
Is-
That got real political pretty fast. Got dark just like the water. Okay, so we've opined about our current automotive purchasing predicaments.
Right. It seems like we're
Enough.
in a similar place.
We are in a similar place.
Because unbeknownst to my wife,
Car
she-
shopping purgatory. Well,
right. She may listen to this.
Yeah.
And if she does, then she's going to find this out. But I am also currently like looking
shopping the Abarth.
100%. I really enjoy that car,
Sure.
but in the spring, it's going to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad I've always wanted to own one.
Sure.
It's been super fun.
Yeah.
It still is fun, but I want to let go of it at like a peak
Sure.
point.
Sure.
And yeah,
No, that
I
makes
want
sense.
something more comfortable.
I get that.
Yeah.
Something that's still engaging, but something that isn't breaking your spine.
Yeah.
I get it.
Also, have you seen the price of Alfa Romeo Giulias?
Oh my gosh. Swear on my life. You and your freaking Alfa Romeos. I want one of those so bad. They're so good.
Yeah. When I buy one, you can drive it.
Yes. Very gingerly.
No.
Okay. No, go ahead.
The Alphas are the only problem. I've done so much research. The only problems are electrical, and everybody says you can solve it by putting in a better battery than the OEM battery.
Really?
Yes. That's
What do
it.
they use? Like double A's?
Yes. D batteries.
D batteries.
Yeah.
Hey, I had an idea.
Hmm.
You know how car companies do branding? Like they make products that aren't cars sometimes?
Yeah.
Mercedes should do like trail mix or almonds or something. Like, and they could call it Mercedes nuts. Mercedes. Are we gonna have to edit that part out too?
No, but Winslow will get a chuckle out of
Oh
that.
man, that'll be so sweet. Gonna go buy some.
Okay, so basically what we need, we need a podcast that's coming up with products that are made by car companies that are not cars.
Yes,
And then we still need to do one on like the Jeep rubber ducks.
I've got a
things
list
you
right
leave.
here.
Oh, you do?
Got a list
Score.
right here.
Yes.
Some of us are responsible. Put this stuff together
Right.
beforehand as you were walking in. So we talked a couple weeks ago about how. So I'm gonna take it back. I kind of think it's kind of cool that people would be like.
okay.
I mean, I think the execution is really stupid and childish, but the idea is really
Right.
cool.
As
we
I
have
always
our little
say, great idea, poor execution.
that's right. That is tattooed on my neck.
right. My favorite saying actually is, of all the horrible ideas, that was the best one.
Yeah, absolutely. That is perfect. So Jeep owners, if you're not aware, Jeep owners in the Jeep community,
Right. And it's really just Wranglers.
Jeep Wrangler,
Yeah.
geez, yep.
Yeah.
They will put, if they see another cool Jeep Wrangler with angry eyes and 22-inch wheels on 38-inch tires, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to go put this.
Rubber
I have this rubber duck that has a leather jacket and a mohawk. I'm going to go put it on their fender because I want them to know that their Jeep is cool.
Yes. And just so people are aware, your rubber duck description of a leather jacket and a mohawk is not exaggerated.
No,
that is a literal
they're so weird.
rubber duck.
Yeah. That came to me in a dream. So I wanted to come up with a list of things that other car enthusiasts who are enthusiastic about their particular car, if they see somebody else who might be enthusiastic about their same car,
Yeah.
they could leave something like a rubber duck, but it can't be a rubber duck.
No.
Interestingly, I was reading online today, Camaro owners are starting to do it with plastic sharks.
Oh, that is so. At least be original.
So
At
stupid.
least, yeah, do something. Oh.
So here, I'm going to, first honorable mention.
Is there a boo on that? Boo.
Yeah, here goes. Boo! First honorable mention. It should be a Camaro, but it should be an empty can of Skoal. Chewing
Yes.
tobacco.
See, now that.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't really
that's
on there, but
money.
that came to me just now. Okay, should we start with the list or should we do honorable mentions first?
Start with the honorable mentions. Let's ramp it up here.
Okay. Honorable mention number 1. If you drive a Nissan Altima and you see a fellow Nissan Altima, do you know what you could go put on their car? Let them know you're thinking about them?
A noose?
No, an alimony payment check stub. Because they'll be like, oh man, somebody else was driving an Altima. I know it. They're thinking of me. Honorable mention number 2. Dodge Ram. A lifted Dodge Ram, okay? An Extends packet. Packet of 4 Extends pills.
But just like the 7-Eleven one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, what else are you going to do? Order it through the mail? No. You're picking it up at Maverick with some zines.
Some low T. What's that? There's a commercial for the
Yeah.
former football player for the low testosterone.
Yeah. Get some of just pick some of that up. Do your whole male supplementation from 7-Eleven. Honorable mention number 3. Subaru Forester Angel Reese bobblehead doll. So you're gonna have to go to the store and get a few, but I know they probably have some.
Angel Reese bobblehead.
So Angel Reese, she plays in the WNBA, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what they called her in college?
Does it reference anything I said earlier in the podcast?
No.
Okay.
No, she had a nickname for the college basketball team. They called her the Bayou Barbie. I don't know how they
It's
got away with that.
Remarkably terrible.
On national television. They called her the Bayou Barbie.
That is horrendous. That's awesome. My final honorable mention. If you drive a Honda CRV, you see a fellow Honda CRV driver, go hand them a handmade macrame library card holder. Because that's the only place you're driving your CRV. To the library and maybe the farmer's market on the odd Sunday morning.
Solid.
Okay. Let's get into the actual list.
Okay.
Okay, number 5.
Is one of your... I feel like a crocheted doily has to be on here somewhere.
That would be a 2003 Mercedes-Benz ML500. It didn't make the list.
Crocheted steering wheel cover.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
A Toyota Prius, pair of Birkenstocks or wool socks, or a combination of both.
Yes.
So that's going to be a little bit expensive, but you're saving all that money on gas.
Right. You should
can
be able to
afford
afford it. Although I did see a bumper sticker the other day on a Prius that said, I'm saving money on fuel to buy guns.
That's actually pretty sweet.
Yes.
I would give that guy a high five, but I'd be afraid he's going to shoot me.
Right.
Number 4, you're driving a BMW M3 of any vintage.
Oh, can I do a guess here?
Yeah.
Is it the oil rig Oakley sunglasses?
Oh, gosh dang it. No, but that would have been fantastic. That's number 4B.
Okay.
4A.
Plastic rooster.
Could be. A sword with some pork on it. No, a bottle of aggressive hold hair gel. Real aggressive. Like the cheapest one, the LA
The
Looks.
Gorilla Glue.
Yeah,
Whatever it's called.
that's right.
Gorilla Snot, I think is what it's called. 100%.
I
That's a real
think
thing.
you're right.
I'm going to look that up. Keep going.
Okay. In a related note, did you ever wakeboard? I wakeboarded
Yeah,
a bit when I was younger.
Yeah, some
duck butter?
Duck butter, yeah.
Yep.
Or moose juice.
Moose juice. Good night. Okay, we're up to number 3 on the list of things to leave for fellow automotive enthusiasts.
Okay.
If you drive a G-Wagon,
Ooh.
you have 2 choices. A Lululemon bumper sticker or a Botox pen. Whichever one you want to leave.
Right, a used one, because of course.
No, you're well off enough. You can leave a real one.
Okay.
Can be fully usable. And how grateful would that hot mom be that was driving that G-Wagon?
Okay, let's go to the hair gel thing real quick.
Okay.
It's called, I'm not making this up, Moco de Gorilla Snot Gel Punk.
Good night. That is going to get us flagged. Animal rights abuses.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay.
I'm going to go buy some of that. Number 2. If you drive a GTI. Okay. Your favorite can of Axe body spray. Can be whatever scent.
Whatever scent you want.
Yeah. What are the scents? We should do a top 5 list of what are the best scent
The
names
only
for
one
Xbox
I remember is chocolate.
Really?
Yeah, they had one that was called chocolate.
Duck butter?
Yeah.
Sick.
Moose juice.
Monster. The number one thing that I think would bring the car community together, if you're driving a WRX, cotton candy flavored vape pen cartridge. Leave it on their doorsill.
Yes.
They will be so jazzed.
I mean,
Because I guarantee they're almost out. You know?
100%. Oh, I just
You
yawned.
take a little rest, buddy.
Yeah, I'm
take a little rest?
I could use a vape.
What does vape do other than give you metal in your lungs?
I have no idea.
Make you look awesome.
Yeah. Here, inhale some aluminum.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Microplastics? How about micrometals?
Mm-hmm. It's more natural because metal is natural.
Right.
Okay, so that's my list. We should probably get out of here. This has been the most meandering podcast I have ever been a part of. And I liked it.
It's been great.
And I had kind of a Barry White voice this time. Hey. What's up? My name's Thunderfingers. All right, peace.